Good morning, everyone. Leopard here. Thank you to everyone who wrote me a message about yesterday's broadcast. For every one of those messages I receive, I truly hope there are dozens more watching and getting something out of what I'm having to say. Like my dear friend Denise Knapp always says, take what you need and leave the rest behind. I'm tagging a few folks to widen my audience. I hope you don't mind. And if you would prefer that I don't tag you, gosh, just send me a note. I won't be offended. On day 8 of our quarantine, I continue to promise a nonpartisan statement of wellness and observation. There's nothing unusual to report on our end, status-wise. All vital signs are normal and we are fine. Bobby and Andy have been working diligently on straightening out the basement, and they just left a few minutes ago to drive to the dump to drop off a bunch of stuff. We're all busy doing something. I was up at 3 a.m. today researching mask making online and contacting possible recipients. Hospitals are reporting contributions all over the nation, as well as police, fire stations, and emergency services. In another week, they'll be pleading like they are in New York and California. I found a sewing machine, and I picked it up today. I drove over to a friend's house. She had it on her porch. Carried it to the car, disinfected it when I got home. Joanne's Fabrics is still busy. They're still open, and they're taking telephone and online orders. The purchased bags were all lined up in alphabetical order, and people were driving up, calling in, and a staff member took the bag out to the car. Upon her return, she disinfected her hands. It was good to see so many people following the guidelines. We're going to beat this. I couldn't get online to place an order, so I had to go to the store, and they were allowing a few of us in at a time. It was a little freaky. I've been into those stores a lot in the past, and they're always busy, and today it was me and I think 3 other people. I purchased about 20 yards of tightly woven fabric, thread, and a new pair of scissors. This should get me to my goal well on the way. I'm going to start off by attempting to make at least 50 today and then gradually work my way up to that 1,000 mask goal. If anyone in the Charlottesville area has yardage sitting around their house and they want to donate it to the cause, please let me know. In the meantime, I'm gladly self-funding the project. You know, it sounds like such a small contribution, and it is. However, my hope is that my effort will motivate somebody else to do the same. If 10% of the 70 million people currently homebound made just a dozen masks, that would be 8.4 million. Now that is not a small contribution at all. I'll gladly drive by and pick it up from your porch. No hugs and no kisses, no matter how pretty you are. Sorry, Diane. It pleases to report that I've completed my toilet duties that I promised I would do yesterday. I washed all 3 bathrooms down with a Clorox solution. All fixtures, walls, tubs, and shower enclosures, doors, trims, and the handles of all shapes and sizes. And then I went around the house and I did the same to all the light and outlet panels, all the door handles, window locks, handrails, remote controls, pretty much anything a hand could touch. I'm sure my girls think I'm obsessing, and to some extent, I am. We are only getting one chance to do this right, guys, and I don't want to mess something up. I don't want to miss something that later is going to come back to bite us. So, go ahead. Call me neurotic. I kind of like the sound of that, actually. The actor in me has always loved an audience. Right, Colby? I made several calls today. I was on the phone for well over an hour with 2 individual friends that I haven't chatted with voice to voice since Bobby and I left the country. I got online and I did a serious evaluation of our upcoming reservations starting in June. I decided to not cancel anything further out than June 13th at this point. However, it's becoming more and more obvious that we're going to be stateside a lot longer than a few weeks. I just need to keep it all into perspective and moderation to keep my spirits up. And I'm not very good at moderation. Just as my buddy Jeanette in Canada can attest, moderation is one of my hardest things to accomplish. So far most vendors are willing to work things out in regard to refunds and credits. Honestly, I've only run into a few, 2 or 3, who are being difficult. They're small companies, and just like here, they're probably terrified that their businesses are entering free fall. I'm hearing through several channels that some of you are out there visiting friends and family, going shopping, doing group walks. Knock it off, for good's sake. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay strong. I love you, even if I've never met you. Until tomorrow, Leopard out.